Hi again, it's me, it's Frangie. This is my second video blog, and I think the first one just came together so easily, and I have a little bit of my attention on whether I can do this in one hit, because I can't do the editing yet. And I've just been listening to the one that I recorded on Friday, and it's now Monday, and an enormous amount of experience has happened since then. When I actually recorded this, I was part of Darren Eden's team, and we were gearing up, or I was gearing up with them to introduce people to the next 8-month transformation that's starting at the end of April. And as you may recall, if you listened to my first video blog, that what was becoming increasingly clear for me is that by always supporting other people, that I give myself a cop-out, an opportunity to not have mastery over my own life and to create what I want. And Darren picked this up really effectively, as I'd expect him to. And so on Saturday morning, we both got it that it was no longer appropriate, it was no longer a fit, no longer true for me to be part of the team. And from my greatness perspective, that great part of me rejoiced, because I want to spend my time now really mastering my own life and creating magic specifically for me. However, my identity started to kick back, and I really felt like I'd failed, and that I didn't belong, and that I wasn't good enough. So it's been a challenging couple of days, and my identity for a while actually became the much more powerful, louder voice. And I realised that I had to really get in touch with my will and choose to have mastery over that. And what I'd love to do today is just very briefly share the structure of my identity, if you like. In this modality with Darren, we learned that our identity is based around a fundamental assumption and a certain fundamental belief, and that this comes from the wound in our childhood. And so my fundamental assumption is that the feminine is dangerous and that it can't be trusted. And my fundamental belief is a trust belief, meaning that I have a fear-based belief. And anybody that speaks to me for more than about 10 minutes will hear me say that I'm frightened of something. And it just is, it is there. And one of the things that I love about this particular modality, unlike virtually everything else that I have done over the last 25 to 30 years, is I don't have to change that fear. I don't have to eradicate that. I just recognise that it's there. And when I get frightened about something, I can be pretty certain I'm not in my greatness. So as you can probably imagine, suddenly not being part of this team has really challenged that sense of security and safety. And yet it is the most perfect place for me to be. And so I've been doing a huge amount of tuning into my intuition over the last couple of days to see, well, what is it that my heart truly wants to achieve? What is it that I want to do in my life? How do I want to express myself? How do I want to experience life? And I still don't definitely know what that looks like yet. But as I mentioned before, the intuition is like the CIA, just reveals information on a need-to-know basis. And what came through this morning was that I needed to face a demon. And in the 4th month of the transformation, we have an entire weekend set aside to dying to our identity, facing our shadow and dying to our identity. It is a pivotal point in the transformation. The first 3 months are really getting to grips with your identity. The 4th one is actually dying to the identity, and then the other 4 are really about building up and understanding your greatness. And so I got to this point this morning where I realised that an obvious action that I needed to take, that my intuition was demanding of me, was to go through another dying to my identity process, which is not something you tend to do on your own. It's easier, I guess, if you do it in pairs, but I didn't really feel like I had that luxury this morning. So I faced what happened was I was given an image of an experience that I'd actually gone through, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, maybe a bit longer, where I actually thought I was going to die. And suddenly this popped up into my consciousness and I decided to face that. Oh, my cat's come to say hello. Here he is. Say hello, Kahuna, to the camera. Thank you very much. You can go down now. And so I dropped back into the memory of this experience of where I thought I was going to die. It was in the North Sea. I was swimming with a single, apparently friendly dolphin called Freddie. And he decided that it would be great fun, I assume, to creep up behind me, lean on my head and dunk me underneath the water. What transpired is I spun 2 or 3 times underneath the water, hadn't had a chance to take a breath. And when I opened my eyes and looked up, there was this half-ton fish lying between me and the surface of the water. He was right above me. And at that particular point, I thought I was going to die and that he was going to make sure that that happened. So I dropped back into that experience and it's my cat's tail here. Hello, wants to be part of this. I had this incredible journey. It was like a near-death experience of really facing my fear around dying. And I can only say that even though I was completely safe and comfortable and tucked up in my cosy, warm flat, that part of me was absolutely experiencing this journey through fear to my own death. And then after that, through this sense of resurrection. It's been, I think, probably the most powerful experience I've ever had. And I'm amazed that I did that. I really do feel quite reborn after doing that. And life sort of opens up. It's like, yeah, I still have fear, I'm sure. But something has transformed through that experience. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do next. I'm not sure what I'm planning on doing this afternoon, but I do know that I want to connect, and I do know that I want to keep delving down into this magic and see what comes out the other side. I think I might just go and play this afternoon and just be gentle on myself. I hope this has made some sense. I'm certainly feeling far more in my greatness now than in my identity. I left quite a lot of that behind this morning. And I'll speak to you in the next couple of days. Thanks so much for your time, and get in touch with me if you want to. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.